We now have official word that Xbox Cloud Gaming will be coming to Xbox consoles, be it the Xbox One or the Series X and S. The feature is currently planned to roll out holiday 2021, and it has the potential to be a really big deal, not just for Xbox Cloud Gaming, but game streaming in general. I actually think it can have positive ramifications for Stadia, GeForce Now, PlayStation Now, and pretty much any other game streaming service out there. Today's video is much more of a discussion topic, so feel free to leave your comment down below whether you agree, disagree, or have your own separate opinion that you want to talk about. So why exactly is it that I think this might have a positive impact for everyone involved? Simply put, I think it has the same effect of putting a play now button under a YouTube video that would have launched Stadia. It's the exact same premise and idea I've been talking about since before Stadia's launched, back when this channel was Generation Stadia. It's all about ease of access and putting more cloud gaming in people's hands so they can try it out for themselves and see the benefits firsthand. You're gonna have a lot more people trying out cloud gaming, specifically because of the way Xbox is actually introducing the feature to the system, in a way that specifically only a console manufacturer like Xbox or PlayStation could actually do. Now look, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that Xbox game streaming has amazing performance, because for myself, that's not the experience I have. It's good enough, but it doesn't really compare to the competition. But that's really the thing here, it's good enough, and that's all it really needs to be at this point in time. Unlike its competition, game streaming isn't seen as an all-in concept. It's a feature that they've added to Game Pass Ultimate, and that's exactly why. It's just an addition to the overall Xbox ecosystem. Now, I have absolutely no doubt this is sure to change in the future. I think Phil Spencer knows that the future is in the cloud. He said it himself multiple times, and they've actually proven just how much investment they're making into it. I know it's easy to point out that Stadia can run games in 4K or that GeForce Now feels like it has less latency, but as someone who's been testing out Xbox game streaming for quite some time, I can tell you that they've made strides in just over a year. And I can pretty much guarantee you that they're not gonna stop here. Much like everyone else, they're investing in this technology very early on so they can have a better position later on, because I think everyone kind of knows that game streaming will eventually take off in a big way. But now let's quickly focus on Xbox game streaming here and now, because that's the experience most people are basing it off of. As I mentioned earlier, I'd describe it as good enough. You can pick up your phone and continue your game of Sea of Thieves or Forza Horizon and still enjoy yourself. But I think we'd all agree in saying that it's best used alongside an Xbox console or gaming PC by your side. And Microsoft is fully aware of their position. That's why they included it as a part of Game Pass Ultimate. There's little point in buying that subscription if you don't have another way to take advantage of the other benefits. And with that being said, I just want to quote a quick tweet from Phil Spencer himself when he shared this anecdote. I've been using this, and what I'm really getting a ton of value out of is browsing new Xbox Game Pass console games, instantly trying a game via cloud, and then deciding which games I'm going to download. Ease of browse, play has changed how I discover new games to play in a big way. Now, I saw some within the community kinda harp on this tweet a bit because it's showing that the Xbox game streaming service isn't good enough to replace gaming entirely. Many would use the point that Phil Spencer is suggesting to still download the game to experience it overall. And you know what? Fair enough, they're right about that. Xbox game streaming probably isn't the best way to play your games as of right now, especially when you have the option. But to that point, if you have the local hardware available, you probably would rather download the game if you're going to be playing through it. Phil Spencer's making a statement based on his experience, and I tend to agree a lot with it. I think Xbox game streaming is going to be a huge deal for trying out games before you download them onto your Xbox, and that's genuinely a great thing. Why? Because cloud gaming's benefits extend from just being able to play a game on the cloud. Many people within the Stadia community would agree that having demos on Stadia is a great thing. Even if it's just a small section of the game, being able to play easily without a download is a big deal. Many people who swore off game streaming in general actually gave Stadia a tryout just to play the Phoenix Immortals Rising demo. And guess what? A lot of the people who tried it out came out with a positive impression of game streaming in general, not just Stadia. There's a benefit in not having to download to try something out, just like there's a benefit in playing something completely through the cloud. And let's not forget, if you do have the local hardware, you're probably going to want to download it for the optimal experience. That's just how it is. Just like I'm willing to say that Xbox game streaming doesn't provide as good of a gameplay experience as Stadia currently does, I'm willing to say that running a game locally on an Xbox Series X will probably provide a better gameplay experience than Stadia does. As per usual, there's benefits and negatives to each method of play, but when it comes to cloud gaming, there's no need to pick a side and it can benefit both users differently. Now, how does this impact the other game streaming platforms? Well, the idea here is that more people will get their hands on with cloud gaming. Many of them may only use it to try out games before downloading. Others won't be completely happy with the experience they have and they'll just settle in Xbox's category. But then you'll also have the users who enjoy it and want something more out of it. Those users may very well go and explore other options such as Stadia or GeForce Now or PlayStation Now or anyone else really. And each of those platforms comes with their own strength and weakness. Stadia offers 4K 60 FPS streaming and I would argue it's probably the best gameplay experience hands down. GeForce Now only goes up to 1080p, but it does offer a very good gameplay experience and it has the added benefit of using your Steam or Epic Game Store library or even GOG games. PlayStation Now will give those users who are on Xbox the experience of playing PlayStation exclusives through the PS Now service. I'd argue that the entire idea of making cloud gaming go mainstream doesn't revolve around platforms themselves, but changing users' minds that cloud gaming is good enough to play and enjoy their games. We need to be honest here, Xbox game streaming doesn't get as much criticism as Stadia or any other game streaming platform does because it already has a massive installed user base, and many within that user base will defend whatever Xbox does regardless, whether the experience is as good or better or worse. But leveraging that user base is truly what matters here. That's what'll get more people playing on the cloud. That'll get more games supported through the cloud. People being willing to play is really the end goal for everyone involved, and this is going to be a step toward that. It's also important to acknowledge that not everyone is going to want to start a game and finish it completely through the cloud. Many would prefer playing on local hardware at this point in time. Maybe that changes in the future, but right now cloud gaming can have benefits for everyone, not just a specific type of player. I love cloud gaming. I'm subscribed to pretty much every service out there, but I still play games locally whenever I can. The benefits for myself are the fact that I don't have to waste memory on games I may only play with a couple of friends every now and there or on a rare occasion. But I can totally see myself using it to demo games before downloading them as well. It's something I've wanted for the longest time now. And the last benefit I use it for is strictly for games that require a grind. Being able to take my game on the go and keep that grind up no matter where I am is a nice positive. But your use case may be different. Maybe you prefer start to finish gaming only on the cloud. And that's perfectly fine. But I would love to hear your opinion down in the comment section below. Either way, that wraps up everything I really wanted to say on the subject. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. Today's end of video question is going to be asking for your feedback on this style of discussion type video. I know it's much more opinionated, but I want to hear your feedback on it. Do you enjoy it? Let me know. As always, thank you for watching the video. This has been the Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything cloud gaming and VR related, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.